In the pursuit to mitigate energy generation's impact on climate change, alternative clean energy resources have been developed and brought to market as feasible substitutes to traditional fossil fuel energy resources. One of these alternative resources is solar energy. When solar first came to market, it was extremely expensive and reserved for those who had the wealth to afford it. However, over the past decade, solar energy prices have dropped almost 82% and has emerged onto the retail energy market as an economically competitive, clean alternative to traditional energy resources. In addition to a transitioning energy industry, fundamental business principles find themselves in a state of transition as well. This transition focuses on a departure from a profit-driven bottom line to principles that instead focus on profits, people, and planet, also known as the triple bottom line. My name is James Cody, and for my Master's in Environmental Management project, I teamed up with Equitable Solar Solutions, a program of the Cold Harbor Institute, to address the utilization of triple bottom line principles within the growing solar energy industry. You may be asking yourself right now, how does the triple bottom line apply to the solar energy industry? The triple bottom line in economics believes that companies should commit to focusing as much on social and environmental concerns as they do on profits. While solar energy produces profit from greenhouse gas-free resources, the industry does not fully address energy equity concerning equal access to solar energy technologies and lacks proper end-of-life management practices. Energy equity indicates the unequal distribution of costs and benefits of an energy system and the accessibility to affordable energy across a region. As major cities, utilities, and affluent communities spearhead the energy transition through early adoption of solar technologies, low-income and rural communities tend to lag behind and bear the brunt of our fossil fuel past. Moreover, rural communities in the United States experience poverty at a rate roughly 4% greater than urban areas and have 33% higher energy bills. This is what has come to be known as the rural energy efficiency gap. Rural communities experience limitations implementing renewable energy technologies due to high transportation costs, lack of workforce, sociocultural and environmental issues, and lacks access to adequate credit and financing mechanisms. In addition to addressing energy equity issues to fully adopt triple bottom line principles, the solar energy industry must address the need for comprehensive end-of-life management before they begin to fall short on its obligation to our planet. The EPA has defined solar energy waste as hazardous under the Resource Conservation and Recovery Act. These panels contain toxic metals that present a danger of leaching into our surrounding environment and produce more waste per unit of energy than any other form of energy generation. Individual states decide what regulations to impose on recycling of hazardous waste, and currently only one state has a passed policy to address panel end-of-life management. With no overarching legislative policy requiring or guiding best practices, recycling end markets are severely underdeveloped and uneconomical. So what is happening is that solar panels are ending up in landfills, which present a danger to our public and environmental health. Equitable Solar Solutions and the Solar Lifecycle project aim to address these social and environmental issues by offering a pioneering end-of-life management solution to realize triple bottom line principles within the solar industry. Equitable Solar Solutions' mission is to divert functioning solar waste from landfills by developing pipelines to receive, test, finance, and redeploy used equipment. Equitable Solar Solutions focuses on repurposing this donated equipment for those individuals and communities who need it most. Because Equitable Solar Solutions receives donated equipment for free, projects they develop are able to cut capital costs by 30 to 40%, allowing for greater adoption in low-income and rural communities. After successfully completing their first installation on the City of Gunnison ice rink in the spring of 2020, and yes, this model is pandemic-proof, Equitable Solar Solutions successfully demonstrated that their idea could be taken from paper to reality. A few months later, they received their largest donation to date and suddenly were in the need for some support in order to scale and replicate their efforts. Throughout the duration of the Solar Lifecycle project, enough solar panel donations were received to power 14 rural homes. The Solar Lifecycle project had two main objectives: to support equitable solar solution project and program development. Project development activities included transportation logistics, panel testing, site assessment and selection, project partner identification, and project financing. As mentioned before, transportation of materials to rural communities presents one of the major challenges to implementing solar energy in these communities. Located hundreds of miles away from any major city, it took 3 different carriers and multiple weeks to finally arrange the delivery of our donation. A core element of this project was to test all donations to ensure no faulty panels were used in projects and to gather data on real-time panel energy loss. Undergraduate interns and volunteers helped to log and test panel donations before equipment could be used in new solar arrays. The Solar Lifecycle project helped to develop 3 different sites throughout rural Colorado. 2 projects are located in Gunnison County, and the third is located in Hinsdale County. Furthermore, a recent donation from Denver presents the likelihood for Equitable Solar Solutions' first Eastern Plains project. Project partners included state agencies, college universities, rural utilities, local governments, and homeowners. Through a request for information process, we were able to partner with a local solar installer close to the project area. The Solar Lifecycle project utilized 2 main financing mechanisms. One project funded in partnership with the Colorado Energy Office Weatherization Assistance Program. This will be the first in a pilot project of coupling weatherization upgrades and solar energy installations for low-income residents throughout Colorado. The second funding source was the Colorado Department of Human Health and Environment's RREO grant. This grant totaled nearly $200,000 and will help support project installation and equitable solar solutions throughout the next year. The second objective of the Solar Lifecycle project was program development. This included community outreach, policy research, and garnering future support. Community outreach activities included Solar 101 workshops, volunteer events, and an online webinar. The Solar Lifecycle project researched relevant solar recycling policy from around the globe. The European Union utilizes extended producer responsibility that requires manufacturers to collect and recycle panels. Washington State passed solar panel end-of-life policy in 2017. However, it is still in development and will not be implemented until 2023 or 2025. Colorado in 2020 passed Senate Bill 20055 that incentivizes the development of recycling end markets. The Solar Lifecycle project strongly recommends addressing solar recycling now so that it does not become a problem in our future. Finally, the Solar Lifecycle project engaged Western Colorado University student interns throughout the year, helping to inspire future student projects.
You need a panel, access to direct sunlight, the pump itself, and a body of water, and you're good to go. You got water.
I would like to give a big thank you to Rich Stromberg, my community sponsor, Kate Clark, my faculty mentor, and everybody else that assisted with the Solar Lifecycle project throughout the past year. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will now take any questions.